Okay, hello guys. So today we're gonna do the workshop on we're gonna do the workshop today. Hello to me, hello. Sorry about that. I need to do something off screen, so I'm using the starting soon, you know. Why not? I drew it, I know. I'm like, why not use it? Right? Yeah. I don't know, for some reason, like I'm looking at your guys' chat on my iPad, right? For some reason my iPad is like having trouble sometimes loading. Oh my god, do I have too many tabs open? Maybe. You know what? Okay, how are you guys doing? Anything interesting happened lately? Today we're gonna talk about how to draw the torso. So mainly we're gonna focus on the muscle group of the torso, and then we're gonna look into it in details. And also I think I'm gonna share with you guys how I use the post mini X, and then like I drew it live and see like how I do it, you know, normally. So I hope it helps in a way. I don't know how long today's stream is gonna be actually. Or if I'm gonna do another stream after this, like a regular drawing stream, you know. But if I do that, I do have to end this one because I need the VOD to be separate. So let's say if I draw the workshop, let's say 3 hours or 2 hours, and then I'm gonna end the stream for a while, like for a couple minutes, and then start another one for a regular stream, I think. Hello Harsh. Hey Harsh. Today is gonna be a really, I'm not gonna say complicated, but like more in depth of looking at the muscle groups. Some muscle I don't even know how to pronounce it, so yeah. Just sometimes when you're drawing anatomy, you don't need to know what type of muscle this is, okay? You just need to know that it exists, okay? The pooks look stiff. Yes, that's why we have this workshop. That's why. Thank you for the contribution. I was thinking we can move. Initially, I was thinking we can look at the arm and then other group, but like I think your suggestion of looking at the torso is actually makes more sense, because like we do need to figure out the torso first, then we can move on to the limbs and then different type of muscle, and then we can build a whole body, right? That makes sense. That's why I listen to you guys. Okay, so we're gonna cover on what we're gonna do today and what we're not gonna do today. Okay, we're gonna do what you can make it accurate, but they just look like a piece of paper. They don't have any energy. Yes. First of all, don't stress about it, because like my pose is also kind of bad until I started practicing lately. So yeah. Unfortunately, there isn't like a quick fix. You have to actually draw them. Like you have to build the muscle memories of your hand and eye and then observation. So yeah, it does take some time. But like I think you should look at art that you draw like a couple months ago, and then you compare them with now. Because before you were drawing boxes, and now you're already drawing like an anatomy, and then like already building muscle onto the stick figure. And that it's quite an improvement, don't you think? Right? Okay, so what we're gonna do today is like we're gonna look at the torso. We are not gonna look at the limbs or other, like we're just gonna look at the body, if that makes sense. Okay, we're gonna look at the muscle group, which muscles goes where. I'm not that technical with terms, but I will try to be technical with the muscle group names if I pronounce it incorrectly, or if the muscle it's not that name, then I apologize. Okay, I usually when I learn anatomy, I just know there is a muscle there. I don't know the name about it, so if I do something incorrectly, feel free to let me know. Okay, so we're gonna look at the muscle groups, how it builds, like how it related to each other, and how it built like a torso. Okay, we're also gonna look at the bone structure, because we on top, like the muscle is on top of the bones. We need to know about the bones before we learn the muscles. So, and then we are also gonna, I think I'm gonna show you guys how I use the Pose Mini X live to draw a couple poses, and also use it for like kind of reference. Okay, so there's that. Okay, this is what we're gonna do. We're not here to become a doctor. True. You can just call it like there is a muscle, that thing. Okay, we I think we will be really like just that thing is there. Okay, you need to know about that thing. You don't need to know about the name. Okay, we're not becoming doctors. Okay, so let me open up Clip Studio Paint and then the workshop thing. I did do a little bit interesting thing about the workshop. Why is there a okay, this is not, I don't need this. Let me open up the workshop thing. Okay, we're not, I thought for a second Clip Studio Paint crashed and then or lagged on me. It did not. I was playing tricks with my own eyes. Okay, now okay, and also let me pull up the script, well, not script, the bullet point that I did. Okay. Oh, and also feel free to ask any question if you have, like if you have on stream, and I will do my best to answer them. If not, we can also look at the we can, maybe I can answer you later, or like we can try and learn, you know, right now on live. So feel free to do that. Reason why I like to do the workshop live is that if you have any question, I can answer them right now, instead of like you post it in the forum and like I cannot answer them in time. So this is why we're gonna do it live. Yes, I don't know, today may be kind of short actually, because the torso there isn't that much you can talk about the torso. Okay. So we're gonna learn. Okay, I'm gonna show you guys. Okay, so what we're gonna learn today is about the bone structure. We're gonna learn about the bone, the muscle, and then we can move on to how to draw them. So we are not talking about how to draw them first. We are talking about, like, we learn there is the thing there first, okay? And then we can move on to how we draw them. And also we're gonna focus on, today we're gonna focus on kind of like a front view of the thing. So we are not talking about that much into perspective and things. We are just talking about most simple pose, okay? Because like if you're a beginner, and actually if I think when I started practicing gesture drawings, focus on it more like a neutral standing poses is where we start off, and then we can move on to, let's say, more dynamic poses, more twists and turns, but you do need to learn the basics first, okay? So we are gonna cover the basics. We're just gonna cover the basics. Now, to know the muscle, we need to know what it's attached to, okay? We need to know where it's attached. We need to understand the skeletal structure underneath it. So this is what we're gonna do. So first, the spine and the rib cage, okay? The spine and the rib cage, you can see. Can I open another layer on top of this? I don't want to like mess it, okay? So yes. So you can see, I'm gonna use a orange plank since it's kind of purple. I'm gonna use orange. Where's my pen? Thank you. Okay, so you can see it's kind of like a oval. You can see it's kind of like an oval shape here. We'll call it egg shape. When you're eating eggs, boiled eggs, this is what we look like. Okay, this is what we look like. So it's kind of like oval shape, and then the spine attached to it. Okay. Now, when you're using like an oval shape, you can see it in the reference here. It actually helps you visualize them in 3D form. So you're not worried about the rib cage or anything. You're just drawing like a circle. So this is why when you see which is semi-hollow. So this is why when you see people draw like the sketch, usually they draw like this, right? And then kind of like this. Depends on what your twists and turns is gonna be. And then you can see people sometimes using a triangle, sometimes it depends on how deep your knowledge is. Sometimes people can do it like this, and then they add the rib cage, and then they draw the hand thing. So this is what we usually do, right? So this is why usually people do it in like an oval shape, because it actually help you. I do see people sometimes using different types of things, because like I think oval shape is like a gold. So remember oval shape. Okay, so and then we need to look at when it's from a front view, the spine may look like a straight thing, but when it's from like a side, you can see actually it's a curve. Okay, can I use a word? Thank you. It's a curved side here. Okay, this may look straight, but like it's a curve. Okay, it's a curve. So need to focus on this. It's a curved. And usually it's especially noticeable when you're drawing when you're drawing a pose from a back, like a back field, and the spine, the curve is actually really noticeable. But we are not. Today we are just mainly talking about the front. Okay, we're mainly talking about the front today, because like, I think the front is already difficult enough. I think when you when you're intermediate with the I drew it on the same layer. No, this one. When you're intermediate with the front view, I think you can then. I did not open another layer, did I? I did not. You can then move on to the back, but we're gonna mainly focus on the front, because like most poses, I think it's the front, right? Most I think most depends on the style, but most is front. It's not okay. So as S curve, and it is responsible for the mass majority of the curvature you can see in the torso, the spine. So there's a bit to taken care of. Okay, let me write down the notes here. So okay. Remember the egg, egg. Okay. Okay, egg shape, not egg. Okay. Okay. For egg shape, and it's actually help you visualize in 3D. Also, forgive me if I misspell something. Okay. If only you can see my notes, like the bullet point that I type in Grammarly. There is so much red lines under the Grammarly, like there's so much typos. You cannot even make sense of it. Okay. Okay, the spine. Isn't straight. Okay. Isn't a straight line, even though from a front it's a straight line, but like I say RHH. Okay, it's a straight line. Oh. It's curved. Okay, it is a little bit taken care of. So this is an example of what people usually do. Okay. So this is what we need to take a little bit. Take a look at this bit. Okay. Now we are gonna move on to the front view of it. Okay. So I think this is actually what I usually call a collarbone. Okay. So there's let me see. Oh, collarbone. Let me look at it. Okay, yeah, collarbone. Okay, so this is what we call a clavicle. Okay, but usually I just call it collarbone. So this is actually really important when you're drawing poses, because it helps you locate like even the angle, help you show the angle of the arm, and then it actually help you locate the neck muscle. So this is a little bit important to take a look at it. Okay, now, so it's at the top of your chest. You can see at the base of your neck. Okay. You can feel it sticking out. If you sometimes don't know where it attached to, you can just actually use your hand to feel it on top of your own body to see like which it attached to. Okay, they can move from as they move from the center close to the arm, they connected to the scapular bone. Now, this I see some people drew it like how do I draw this in? Now, I see some people draw it like this, when there's a neck, okay? And then there's like a oval shape, okay? We're talking about maybe here. And then there's a deltoid. We are not going to talk about the arm today, but I do need the deltoid to show you guys. Okay. 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 As you can see, it's actually it's a really rough sketch, so don't mind me, okay? Don't mind. So as you can see here, I just want to show you guys, it's actually really it's connected to your shoulder, okay? So it's really connected to your shoulder here. Now, I see some people do it like this. Well, at least I think like when I was a beginner, okay, I do make some mistakes. Mistakes was made. Let it be collarbone, yeah. We are going for simpler terms here. So I do see some people do it like this. Okay. Kind of like this. Now, I think, how do I say this? This is not correct, okay? It has to go to the end of the shoulder here, okay? As you can see from the bone structure, it depends on how you want it to be shown, but you can, I think you don't have to draw it straight from here. You can say it like, you can actually draw it from here, okay? Just a little line to express it from here, but don't be too nearing to the neck, because in actuality is, you can see it's actually connected to the scapula. The scapula is the behind this. It's your chicken wing bones, okay? We are gonna call it chicken wing bones, okay? We're actually connected to the scapula, so like it's actually forming what you can feel on your own body, like the shoulder, kind of hard part of the shoulder. So don't do it like this, do it like this, okay? So this is a little bit to be careful about. So this is just a little bit to be careful, okay? Let's see. I'm gonna write down some notes here, so because this is, I will use this, I will post this in the forum on Discord. I just want to write down some notes, and you can be, more detailed, so you don't have to listen to me yapping on the stream. You can just look at the notes. Top of the chest, and then like base of neck. Forgive about my writing, okay? Like this. Now, the scapula. Okay. The scapula. scapulus. Okay, so this is what we're talking about when this is actually attached to the scapula here. You can already see here, actually attached, right? So this is actually really important when you're drawing like from a back view. You can, when people draw the back view, you can see them do. Let me see if I can draw like back kind of example here. Again, the twist and turns is really important when you're drawing a back view. It depends on your pelvic bones. So you see people doing something like this, right? Okay. So this is actually that, the chicken wing bones, okay? So we're just gonna call it chicken wings. I don't know why. So this is actually important when you're drawing the back to help you build the muscles. Just a little bit, you know, to take care of the chicken wings. Chicken wings, yeah, chicken wings. Anybody like chicken wings? So this is actually important. So yeah. Yeah, I think it's okay. Okay, we're gonna look at the pelvis right now. Pelvis here. I'm gonna see. So as you can see, when we're talking about torso, we are talking about this, right? Pelvis. Okay. So this is the pelvis. Oh yeah. You need to see this. This is called the humerus, or the arm, the arm bone. At least I believe that's how you pronounce it. Okay, again, I don't know how the pronunciation of this. So this is actually tucked under the collarbone. Okay, actually kind of under the collarbone here. So this is what we talk about. The collarbone extends, and this is actually how you form the shoulder here. This is how you form the shoulder. Okay. It is actually form the shoulder, and when you move around, you can feel it on your own body. Actually, there is a little bit gap here, a little bit. You can actually feel it on your own body, but this is actually how you form a shoulder, and then on top of the muscle. Your main problem is the pelvis. Okay, tell me what your main problem is. Tell me what your main problem when it's about the pelvis. Hello， 公年，怎么啦？今天我们上课，上一点课，一起学习一下。Oh my god！ 怎么啦？怎么啦？Okay, Harsh, what is the main problem that you have on the muscles? Are you talking about the muscles or the bone structure of the pelvis? 因为没有理你啊，不好意思啊。Hello, Lost. Hello, how are you doing? Yeah. Let me actually draw a little bit. Think both. Okay. We are gonna talk about the muscles later, but I can show you actually how to draw how you sketch about the what you call it, the pelvis. Okay. So you can actually draw 2 circles. First draw 2 circles. Depends. And then you can draw it like underpants. Like this. If I'm doing it, I would draw it like a kind of triangle actually, because you can see it's kind of resemble to a triangle here. Okay, kind of like a triangle. Sorry, my thing is not that. Kind of like it's actually like a trapezoid, but like I can draw it in a triangle. So, Hello Harsh， 摸鱼背英语单词中，你行的。Fasting right now? You Ramadan doing that? Oh, I heard about it. I don't know about that culture, but like Are you hungry? Are you hungry? Okay, so are you doing it like this? Okay. This is the center line. This is not the spine. Okay, this is the center line, the front center line. Okay. You can draw it in a kind of like this, like a bucket, or if you want to simplify it, you can draw it in like a triangle. And this will have like a section that you can turn into a leg form. Okay. This is usually how people do it. Next, there is a session here on today's stream. I'm gonna show you how I use the pose mini X. We're gonna draw a couple neutral standing poses, like I think, yeah, just like the torso part. Okay, we're gonna do it live, and then you can see like how I usually do it. Okay, so just dehydrated here. Darren teacher. You seen that? Okay, so there's an example. Kind of like a bucket. Is it how you spell a bucket? Kinda like a bucket. So this is how you usually sketch it. Harsh. Depends on the gender of what you are sketching. The pelvis sometimes a little bit different. Okay, 就是从零开始的感觉。对呀。Sometimes a little bit different. Okay. I think the pelvis can be a little bit bigger. Not like this. I think Harsh exam went well, right? I think they are getting a tablet. Okay. Now, we are gonna move on to the muscle part. Okay, we're gonna move on to the muscles. And this is actually kind of I did a little bit interesting thing with how I position this reference, so you can actually see one muscle being built on top of the other. So yeah, it's kind of good. It's over. Yeah, it's over. Exam is over. So the neck muscle. Congratulations, the exam is over. Congratulations. I sincerely congratulate you. The exam is over. Let me see. Okay, so the neck muscle. Why is it so? So the neck muscle here. Actually, can you guys see what I'm writing? It can. Okay. I'm just worried about it's being too light and you cannot see what I'm writing. Sorry about that. Okay. Congratulations, I believe you must be palatable. Yeah, I think Lost it's doing fasting right now. Sorry about that, I dropped my cover, sorry. Okay. The neck muscle. Okay. Now there is a couple things you need to learn about this. Again, with the technicality of this, okay? You're gonna do fine, Harsh. You're gonna do fine. Now, the neck muscle, first part of this. This is kind of what is usually visible when you drawing somebody turning their head. You can see like there is a line going down. Okay, we're gonna do a little bit technicality on this, okay? Just a little bit. This is a sternum. It is originated to the sternum. There's a split at the end of here. There's like a little bit tiny gap here. You can see. I'm gonna use it on. There, I cannot see. There's a tiny gap here. There's a tiny gap here. There's a split two ends. Okay. Originated from sternum and the clavicle bones. There's a little split at the end, and it's covered up and then moved on the neck and inserted the back of the skull. This is actually going. I'm gonna draw an example later, but like, so there's splits. Splits, SVI. Yes, but in the two ends, there's a sternum. It's attached to the sternum and the clavicle bones. Okay, so this is a little bit to take care of. With this knowledge, no. It's fine. It's fine. Okay. I know it's my status plan a little bit different. It's actually moving up. It's moving up toward the back of the skull. I can actually show you how it moves up. So when you're drawing like a side view, okay, we're gonna forgive for my sketching. This is why I usually prepare this behind the scene, so you know. So you can see there is a neck here, and this is actually the neck muscle that we're talking about. And you can usually there is like a. I'm gonna exaggerate it a little bit, so there's a deltoid. Okay. It's actually moving up here, so you can see here. It's actually moving up to the back of the skull, so it's actually behind your ears. Okay. So this is what it usually looks like. This is that. Okay. This is that. Okay. So this is what we usually upward, and then there's a split into two ends. Okay, so a little bit to take care of. Okay, subjugal nervousness. Yeah. You know, in the back, like really back, when artists usually they go to autopsy. They go to autopsy to watch how they, you know, the dissection of it to learn the muscles. Some artists even go went crazy to go grave digging. Okay, artists are a little bit out there. It's so yeah, and this is actually really visible when you draw a what you call it, draw when the head is turning. This muscle here is actually really visible. I can show you a little bit. Okay, I can draw another example here. I'm gonna delete this. So let's say there is a person turning sideways, like doing this way, turning their head, and then let's say their head is like this, but their front, they didn't turn the body. Okay, so there's a deltoid. So this is actually really visible when they turn it like this. Okay, when they turn their head. So this is what you usually see people draw. So there's like this, okay? So especially visible when ABM when turning. Okay. Okay. Kind of like this. Okay. So this is a little bit kind of notes here. Just be careful, okay? Wave taking. Yes, medieval times. Yep. Okay. Now we're gonna move to different muscles. Okay, you can see what I did here actually. Oh, dun, it's building up on top of the muscle that we have on before. Now this is the trapezoids. What you call it? I don't know how to pronounce that thing. Okay, I'm just gonna. I don't know how to pronounce that. Okay. So this is we are gonna look at like just this like half of the body. Okay, just be careful. Now this is what we're building up to. Now this is actually wrapped from the back to the front, and then inserts to the 1/3 of the the collarbones. Okay. It's wrapped around from the back. You can see it's actually wrapped around. Okay. Let me actually. This would be a little bit more easy to look at right now here. Okay. So this is actually wrapped around from the back, okay? But we'll mainly focus on the front view today, but yeah. It's called behind the back. Yeah. But this is actually really important here. What is important is that you remember like when we talk about drawing, like we talked a little bit about drawing in a okay. There is a curvature here. So when we talk about how to sketch a body, I especially tell you guys there is a little bit curve here, so it's not a completely straight line from the neck to the shoulder. So this is actually why this muscle is kind of really important. Okay, it's not a straight line. There is a curve here. Now it wraps around to the back and is actually inserted to the outer third of the this here. Can I use another different pen that is more easily to write on? This one, yeah. So it's actually outer third here. So actually here. Okay. So when you draw a male, when sometimes they turn, or like when we want to show the muscle feeling, sometimes people do a little line. I can actually draw it. So when let's say you draw a male. Again turning. Again. So sorry about like it's a little bit disproportion, but yeah, when you want to show like sometimes you want to show them they are really really muscular, or like want to show a sense of power. Okay. So remember there is a little bit it's not going straight line. There's a bone here, and then there is a muscle here. Remember this. Okay. And then they usually do something like draw like this here. I want to show a little bit muscle here because it's a third. Is it attached to the clavicle bone, right? So sometimes they draw a little bit here to show. It depends. It depends on how you want the overall to feel like. It should make your V-Band even look better. Yeah, you've noticed that actually. Yeah. So this is an example here. So kind of like this, okay? So it actually wrapped around the back, and this back here is actually really important when you're drawing the back kind of view, okay? And take a look at this here. Take a look at this here. Here. It's actually kind of attached, inserted into the scapular bone. Remember the scapula? Remember the scapula? The scapula, where's the scapula? This one here, the chicken wing bones. Remember the chicken wings? It's actually attached to the chicken wing bones, okay? A V-band is a or a G-pen. I think I'm gonna use a G-pen then. Or like this. It's also okay. So it's actually attached to the chicken wing bones here. Remember the chicken wings, okay? And this is actually really important when you draw like a back view, especially when you're drawing like a muscular type people, okay? But we're not gonna talk about the back. The back is like a whole other topic. I still haven't really mastered the back muscle, so I don't want to spread any misinformation. But yeah, just remember that it is attached to the scapula and it extends to the base of the, and it extends from the end of the skull. So this is actually there should be a skull here. So if this go up, this is a neck, right? So if this go up, let's say the skull is here, and it's actually attached to the skull at the end of the skull, okay? It's actually attached to the end of the skull and then extend to the back, like attached along to the spine and end here, okay? I'm gonna write down the notes that I talked about. Yeah, I'm gonna write down the notes that I'm talking about, and then you guys can take a look at it afterwards. So there's a curve. Okay, and it's actually yeah, actually, and it wraps around the back. Yeah, and this virtual band, yeah. And then this one here is actually I'm gonna small it. Okay, kind of like this. So this is what you need to look at, okay? I'm not gonna talk too much about the back because like you just need to know there is that thing there, and it's actually extend from the back of the skull and is attached to the spine and then the chicken wing bones. attached to the chicken wing bones. We're gonna call it the chicken wing bones, okay? So this is what you need to look at, okay? And we're mainly focusing on here. We're mainly focusing on here. Okay? Now, the chest muscle. We're moving on to the chest muscle, everybody. Oh lord, we're moving on to the chest muscle. Chest. Now, this is the chest muscle where I think we're talking about, I think more like a male body here, but like same thing go for the female. Only there is like a breast on top of it. I'm gonna show you later. But like we're talking about the muscle group here, we need to know about the muscle group, okay? Chicken wing bones. Yeah, we are gonna call it the chicken wing bones. Okay, it's actually called scapula, but like, hey, it's easier to understand, it's easy to remember. Okay. Now we need to look at this. It's actually originated from the sternum here. This is the sternum, the middle part of your chest, of your rib cage actually. Okay, so you will need to take a look at this. Okay, take a look at this. So it's actually at the edge of the sternum, not here, not in the middle, at the edge of the sternum. So if there is another chest muscle here, someone did something. Thank you for the follow. Thank you for the Captain Jules. Thank you for the follow. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for the follow. So if there is another chest muscle here, there should be a little gap in between. Okay, there should be a little gap in between, and this is true for female and male. Okay, this is true for female and male. So when you draw, there should be a little gap here. Now you can just I can show you something. Just remember there's a little gap, but when you draw it like this, you can actually draw it like can I please, thank you. So let's say here there's the bone here, and you want to draw the chest muscles. Okay, so this is how you usually start off a sketch, right? Start off a sketch here. So when you draw, you can when you draw, you can actually go like, why can't I write something? There you go. You can actually just draw like this. It depends on how your style is, but just remember there should be a little bit gap in between. So I saw the art style and you know you had to just follow. Oh, thank you so much. We are doing a art workshop today. I think I'm gonna draw like later today. Okay, I do have to end the stream. You saw a guy with a purple mask on a motorcycle. Digimon, yes, it is. It's a commission. It's a commissioned. Okay, it's a commissioned. Okay, like this here to show that there is a little bit gap in between. Usually that's what I do. Okay, so this is an example. Example how you draw that. Okay. Now, let's just know that there should be a little gap in between. I'm gonna draw a line here. In between. Okay. Now we also need to take a look at the different parts. Yeah. Very beautiful. Yeah, thank you. Called Captain Jules. Okay, you need to know which part, like how the muscle is attached to the bones and things, right? Now, it is attached to the humerus here. Humerus is like the arm bone. I don't know the upper arm bone. Humerus, we're gonna call this humerus. This one is humerus here. So actually attached to this a little bit, and then it's actually covered by the deltoid. Covered by the deltoid, but like it's underneath, so we still need to know it's attached to it. Because when you, let's say, when you draw the arm moving up, moving down, spinning, whatever, you need to know the muscle is actually which to here, and then there should be a deltoid here. Okay, there should be a deltoid. Okay, should be a deltoid here, but like it's actually underneath it, tuck underneath it. So yeah. Important point here, the chest muscle is actually this one. This one is really important here. Actually attached to also to the collarbone here, but it doesn't have anything cover the collarbone, so this is why we can always visible. The collarbone is always visible. Okay, this is actually really important to look at. I'm gonna draw a line here. No, here, one here. Okay. I'm gonna write down the notes and then you guys can look at it, okay? Angeles. This is actually a little bit important to take a look at the chest muscles. Can really save the most terrible eyelash star. Is it an art workshop lesson you are learning or an art workshop you're making for your customers? This is actually a free art workshop that I'm hosting every 2 weeks. Every 2 weeks, I'm gonna do an info stream like this, and then we dive into different topics. And I'm hosting it on Discord, and it's free. It's free. I do plan on maybe in the future. I think in the future, I do plan on maybe doing some courses, but like this is like a, you know, I do need to get better at teaching because before I can, you know, sell courses, right? So, yeah. Okay. This is an art workshop that I'm hosting, and also this is, I'm not gonna say I'm teaching you guys. I'm actually learning with you guys. I just gather the information, I'm showing it, and then we can also learn together. So this is great. This is great for both ways. Okay. Yeah. More than happy to watch you learn with the community. Yeah. This is good. This is good. And also we have assignments. We also have assignments, and then it's good to have a learning buddy to keep you accountable, you know. Coming from me, a chronic procrastinator. Okay, we're gonna move on to the deltoid here. Now, deltoid. I think I have a, yeah. This one I need to. Okay. So this is the deltoid. We talk about the deltoid a lot when I talk about how to sketch things. Oh my god, write the D because thank you. Deltoid. Oh my god, my writing, man. Oh, this is what you get. My writing is terrible, so this is what you get. It is also very entertaining to watch. Keep our attention span locked in. Yeah, I made it myself, my PNG tuber. Yeah, I adore her. So yeah, this is the deltoid here. Okay, again we're gonna look at how it attached. Okay, it's attached to the collarbone and to the humerus here, and you can see it's actually covered up a little bit on the chest muscle here. So this is what we talk about. What we talk about here, actually tuck underneath it, right? Actually tuck underneath it. Actually tuck underneath it, and then it's covered up by the deltoid. So this is what we talk about. Alright, look, when you sleep, you'll never know if some jewels will be gone tomorrow. Yeah, joke's on you. I don't have any jewels in my home. The only thing you can steal from my home is actually toilet paper. I don't know why we have an abundance of toilet paper in our home. I don't know why. So yeah, it's actually this deltoid here, and it actually wraps around the back, also attached to the chicken wing bones. Chicken wings bones. Hey, oh. Actually wraps around the back and attach the chicken wing bones. This is what you need to know. Oh, you're replying to the lost? Oh, yeah. But still. Steal toilet paper, Horizon. Nah, don't steal my toilet paper. God knows I need them. Okay, this is the deltoid, and it's actually really important. The deltoid is when we sketch. We usually sketch out the deltoid to help us visualize the arm and actually help us locate the chest muscle. Okay, so there's a little bit, to be taken care of. Okay. Let me write down the notes here. Also, a little bit about the deltoid is that when you draw like a arm, how do I draw this? I'm gonna do this. When you draw like an arm here, right? Really, we drawing it like this. This is a front view kind of deltoid, and then chest muscle here. Okay. And then this part you can omit that. When we're talking about the side view deltoid, usually it's like this, kind of like this, and then this is a little bit interesting to look at, the deltoid. So it's actually like this. Okay. And if you want to draw the arm, I'm going to talk about a little bit about the arm, but this is not what we usually, this is not the point of today, but like I talk about a little bit the arm here. There should be a back muscle here. Okay. Just like that. This is an example about the deltoid. Okay. So this is what you complicated object to draw the spine. Yeah. Oh, don't even get me about the spine. The spine. Okay. And then we're gonna move on to the next part. Okay, this one here. This one, baby. This thing. Me move toward. Here, maybe? Okay. Now we're getting into the abdominal muscle. Okay, we're getting into the abdominal muscle. Okay. I'm scared about this thing. Okay, I'm scared. Abdominal. Abdominal part. I'm not even trying to pronounce this thing. You just have to know there is something there. I'm just. Okay. I'm not even gonna try and pronounce it as there. I don't know. No, you just have to know there's this thing there. Okay. So yeah. So remember the last thing here. We are here, and then we actually build a muscle underneath. Okay. I try to use this kind of method to help you, building one by one muscle, and then you can see which muscle goes where. Yeah. 下面面对危险 You can cosplay a mom. 空莲你怎么啦 VIP 你说什么来着 J building like golf. Hey, I'm fine by whatever you guys talk about. Okay, so here. This is actually attached to the ribcage here. And this is the back muscle. You can see the back a little bit. Okay, now we are getting into this. Okay, now this is actually attached to the ribcage, and you can see a little bit of the back. Okay, you can see a little bit of back. Now, how bad is the vision? Don't enable an alternative of it. Focus, of course. Really a golf. Really. I don't know why. There is one day, someone just said golf. I'm like, what part of my model that reminds you of a golf? Like a golf style. I don't know. I was aiming for like a Chinese. What happened? What happened in between? I don't know. Okay. Now, this is what this is. What is this? This is what this is. Okay. I'm gonna use a blue here. This is from a side view. Okay, so it's more easy to look at. This is what this is. Okay, and you can see it here. It's actually attached to the. You see, it's actually attached to a little bit back here. So this is a back muscle. But we're talking about this. Okay, and this is actually really useful when you're drawing a male body, and usually show the muscular type. Female also have this. All the muscle is female and male is the same, but it depends on how muscular and almost like how it's covered up. It may look a little bit different, but all people have this muscle here. Okay. Golf balls. Lost. That's a great argument. I don't know. So all female and male have this body muscle group, whatever you want to call it, have this muscle. All this muscle is present. It's only because of like a different fat ratio, or like how muscular you want it to be, and also like how feminine and masculine you want the character have. Some people, like some may omit a little bit, or like a different types you want to draw it differently, it's also good, but you need to know there is a muscle there. Okay, so this is what we're talking about. This is actually really useful when you draw male. I can actually show you a little bit how I draw male. I have some reference, but I think it would be best if I show you one of my my thing. Yes. Yeah, I think you can see it here. Like, see, there's a little bit muscle here. There's a little bit here. It's actually really great to show the masculine, how bulky one. Like this, you can see I also draw the back muscle here a little bit. Like, it's okay. It's okay if my model help you focus during me yapping, rambling. It's okay. So this is what we're talking about, okay? And then like, it's also help you to build the muscle on top of it. And you can see here, we talked about there should be a little bit gap in between. I also do that. So this is why the knowledge of muscle is really important, okay? Yeah. So this is why the progress is really important. Not the progress. The knowledge of muscles is important. Sometimes you may omit a little bit, but you still need to know there is part of it there. Like you can see here, when we're drawing female, we tend to omit the part, right? Because we want it to feel more feminine, but it's still there. It's still there. Okay, it's still there. The deltoid is still there. The whatever you want to call this thing, I don't know the technical terms of it. It's still there. We just omit the part, okay? And this is actually really great knowledge if you move on to rendering and coloring. Like, we eventually gonna move on to coloring, right? We're not just drawing about line art here, so you need to know about this, okay? Now back to the drawing. Now back to the lesson. This part here, okay? Now, abdominal muscle. Another part of the abdominal muscle. How do you say the name? Abdominal. Okay. Again, I don't know how they pronounce this thing. Okay. Oh, obliques. 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 So this is what we're talking about here. Here. Okay. Here, this part. Now this is actually really great. You need to take a look at this here. This part here is actually going down. Really help you draw the pelvis. So this is really need to take a look at this dot here. Okay, this line. This is important. Draw fan art. Well, if you guys draw fan art, I would be glad to take a look at it. It would be such an honor, you know. Now this is originated. This muscle here is like this visible one is here, but like this is actually where it's originated. But like we don't need to know about this yada yada yada. We don't. We just need to know this here, this part here. Okay. And it's moving all down the way to the pelvis. This here, this line here, this part here is actually really great way to show the pelvis bone. And let me see if I can show you guys. Here you can see this part here. Okay. I'm gonna do a little bit more detail on it. Like this part here is the whatever you want to call that. This side muscle here. There's a side muscle here, right? There's a side here. Actually, I can do that. There's a side here, and then it moving down to the pelvis. So there should be a line here. Okay. Should be a line here. And it's actually all true for female and male, okay? So this is what really important to take a look at, okay? Opposing the third excellent of yeah, Regex, that's good. Yeah. You should write down all that, but like I don't know, when I learn I just need to know there is a thing there. So this is good. Way to learn this. This is focus here. Draw a line here. How do you say it? Like the what you call it? Okay. Hence, you should draw a line here. This is it depends on how masculine again, how bulky or how muscular you want the character to be. Sometimes you can just draw you can I show you? Yeah, here. You can see like I don't draw that much. I don't draw this muscle here. Sometimes you can just get away with just drawing it like this here. Like a Y shape here. Okay? And this it should be enough. This should be enough. Okay? Like this. Understand? I hope this visual learning thing is okay. You can even see it. Yeah. You know those professional told today human anatomy blank, yeah. You know those like bodybuilder that is so like their muscle is like chiseled into like line and then like so how do you say like it's like a sculpture, and if you want to draw that then you need to accentuate like all these lines here, but if you're not, you're drawing like a more just like you know the line, you don't need to draw that, but you do need to know this when you're rendering it, because you do need to know where to put the shadows, like here maybe a little bit shadows here and then some, so you do need to know this. Okay. So I don't know, man. Those bodybuilder are like non-human, if that makes sense. Non-human. I think that makes sense, right? Okay. Okay, now we're finally moving on to the abs. The abs. I'm just gonna call it abs. I'm just gonna call it abs, okay? I don't know the technical terms a lot of this, okay? I'm just gonna call it abs, okay? I had triceps, how to draw them, never learned it. Yeah. Today we are talking about the torso mainly. We are not talking about the limbs yet. I think next time we can maybe focus on the arm, and then the next maybe we can focus on the leg. And I hope my hope is that we learning in this way, I say we because I do also need to learn it. We can eventually build an anatomically correct, knowledge, and then like a sketch, how to say, like figure, and then we can do a more stylized on it. So this is like a what you need to know before you can do like a stylized anatomy or like a how to exaggerate some parts to make it look more appealing. But under all that, you do need to know the normal, non-exaggerated, non-accentuated, like the building blocks of the anatomy in order to do that, right? So this is what we're talking about. Tricep. Now, the abs. V-taper body. Yeah. And this is like a more exaggerated, I would say, like a more exaggerated diagram of how the muscle is gonna be like. But like, I think this is a great visual learning example for like beginners and me included, because like I only started practicing it recently. So hey, rat jigs. Hey, if we know, we know. You know, when I try to, you know, draw a, like when I try to draw a kind of muscular, like have some muscle, like a muscular female, I wouldn't know where to reference, okay? Because I don't have any muscles. And you would be like, no matter how much you flex in front of a mirror, it doesn't work. You just have to look up some female bodybuilders or something, I don't know. Ah. Ah. Never have a muscle in my life. I don't. So now this is actually originated from the, I'm gonna write down the notes. Origin at the preface. And then it's attached to this PACH to sternum. Okay, attached to sternum. And this is the abs. And this would actually be the belly button. This here. I need it in blue. This would be the belly button here. Okay. This will be the belly button. Now, how to draw this? How to draw the abs? You can see, I can show you a little bit on how to draw the abs here. Again, I'm gonna use this pose as reference. I don't know why. It's show everything we need to learn today. I don't know why. Now, we usually don't take the part that is like, because you can see here is actually there is a part here, right? There's a part here, but we don't take those. So we draw it like this, okay? We draw it like this. Should be a little bit here. This is belly button, and then this part we omit it. There's actually another part here, so but we omit it. We just need the 6-pack, okay? We just need a 6-pack. Okay, this is what we do. The Dream Boy and girls can help you, yeah. Morning runs, you guys are so active. I don't do any exercise. 10 minutes like those Pilates or whatever is already like too much for me. Exercise. Okay, I'm just gonna laugh about it and exercise. Okay, this is what we do. Okay, you can actually see like this actually form the muscle that we omit, but like, yeah. So just a little bit like this. It depends on how you want to do it, okay? Don't draw a straight line. Have a little bit gaps here and there, and you can do it. You can do it. Now, My brain harsh. What do you mean your brain? Exercise. Ha 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 ha. That's the fakest laugh I've ever laughed. Exercise. Such a fun thought. Such a fun thought. Ha. Ha. And this is a banner button. Okay. Now with all that. Now, this is some examples that I gathered. You can see here. There's some examples. The obliques here is actually really great to, you know, even with female, this is the obliques here, right? The obliques here, and you can actually draw like dot. And this is actually the pelvis, right? It's actually the pelvis. So this is why this is actually really great. The obliques, the end of the obliques is actually really great way to show where the pelvis is. Yeah. It's a more exaggerated female body type. I don't have this much exaggeration, I think. This person have really great muscle ability. I don't even have those. Obliques here. Okay, so that's part here. Need to really be careful with it. Okay, like this. You can see there's some omission here. Usually, sometimes placing a line here, it helps. It helps a little bit. Okay. So this is actually forming like two straight line here. So this is actually good. Okay, kind of like this. You activated the female anatomy. Side-eyeing you. Side-eyeing. I'm side-eyeing you. Okay. Like here. And also sometimes when drawing the center line also help you place the different parts. So you can see this here is actually the, and then like this. Okay, so you can see it. Don't mind this thing. And also this art here, this is not me. Okay, I just found the reference. Okay. Okay. I don't look at it. This is someone else's study. I just found it on Pinterest. Okay, as you can see here, I'm gonna show you. I'm gonna really exaggerate a little. There is still some part here of this muscle here. Okay, it just covered up by the breast, and also like because it doesn't have that much muscular here. The obliques here is also like all the muscle types that we talk about. It's both exist in female and male body. It just depends on how muscular and how you show, like how it's covered up. So we need to be careful. Like the deltoid, even arm muscles here, it's still here, but like because a female body usually is not that muscular when we draw, so we kind of omit it. Okay, so you need to take a look at it. This one is when I look at the reference, I really want to show you guys this here. And this is not an excuse for me to look at shirtless sky. Okay, this is not. This is for learning purposes. Okay, for learning purposes. For learning purposes. Learning purposes only. Now, when you want to take a look at these two poses. No, don't zoom in, zoom out. Thank you. When you take a look at these two poses here, we can already tell like this one is way more dynamic and this one is more like straight, harsh. This is what you need to be careful. Okay. Now, this one is like here, right? So it's straight line. This one is here, and there is like a curve. And this is actually really great to how you build dynamic poses, is that the shoulder line and then the pelvic bone, whatever you want to call it, the line here, usually don't go to the same direction, you know? So yeah, so this is way more stiff looking. This is more like a common, like stiff looking, because it's horizontal. So you can go like this, like whatever this is shown here, or like this here, okay? And then the body being here. Okay, it depends on how you want to twist it actually. Over here. Or here, or like you just need to don't go to the same direction and it's fine. It will be fine. Okay. I need my brush. Where's my brush? Thank you. Like this. Okay. Like that. Also, maybe you can go like, if this is like, you can go in 2 different directions here. Or like, facing this way, tailbone. I don't know how to show you besides like, because like if I draw it from imagination, I will take a quite long time to do. But you can see here, you know, you can see this, like a little bit different. I'm gonna answer the door. Wait a second. Okay. Number 17. Okay. Now, sorry about that. My mom's delivery has arrived. I need to, answer the door. So we're back. Where were we? Yeah, the how you build dynamic poses. Yes. Here. Okay. Okay. harsh. This is how you build a dynamic poses. Focus on more the curved line, you know. It's fine. You're gonna do it. You can do it. Like this. Now, we need to move on to how to actually draw them, right? We need to focus on how to draw them. There is a different thing here. We need to find some landmarks first. We need to find some landmarks. Okay. Let me see if I can use this as an example. Actually, I may need another layer. Wait a second. Let me import something. Sorry, I didn't prepare this. Okay. Now. Okay. Now we need to find some landmarks on how to draw them. First, on how to draw. Finding landmarks. So, the landmarks. Which is the collarbone? Collarbone. The sternum. Bottom of the ribcage. And then top and bottom of the pelvic bone. Okay. So this is landmarks. Finding landmark. Now, why we want to find these landmarks? The challenges come when you need to understand how they move and function. Yeah. So that's why I think practicing using the post mini-X and also some gesture drawing helps, because there is only so much you can do with your imaginations. You have to build your reference library, I think. Is that what you call it? You have to build your library and then also the muscle memory, and then you can draw them, you know. Now this is the landmark that we talked about. Now finding this thing is important is because we need to know where the collarbone is, then we can also draw the neck muscle. We need to know the rib cages so we can place the chest muscles. And then the bottom of this is actually really helpful when we join the legs. Okay, now this is the landmarks, and we need to find the center line. Where is the center line? Center line is first half of the sternum, going down the belly button here, and to the pelvic bone. And also find the center line. Center line. And then there is this is the front center line. This is the front center line. And then the back center line, I can draw it by hand. Okay, I'm gonna draw it by hand. Okay. And this is the back center line being I need this. No, sorry about that. Num, thank you, sternum. And then the pelvis. And then this is the back center line. Which is from the neck to the tailbone. Okay, this is the back center line. Now, when we find those center lines, it's really great for us to, you know, visualize them and then help us place where which is where. So this is, you know, you need to know. Now there is a little bit funny things here. I'm gonna do it like this. Okay. 2 times the sternum is actually how long the rib cage is gonna be. Okay. This is all information that you can, you know, it's a rib cage length. This is also just information that it's good to know. You don't have to, you know, memorize it or anything. It's just good to know, you know. Now, we can finally move on to how to draw them. Besides finding the landmarks, this is where the landmarks is gonna be. The landmarks helps when you know which place where, but when we remember we talk about finding drawing boxes. Remember when we draw about boxes? Remember when we draw about boxes and things? Okay. Now, yeah, it's a curve. It's a S line. Yeah. So yeah. Now this is actually, we're gonna turn this into a rib cage. Okay, we're gonna turn this into a rib cage. We can actually divide it into 2/3 of things. So there should be a center line here. Okay, when we draw like a curve here, and then maybe like this. Okay. It suddenly turned into like a rib cage, right? So we can then okay, kind of like this. Okay. Now this is kind of like an Among Us character, but like this is how you practice it. You draw the box first, and then you draw the lines underneath it, like a curve, like 1/3 of it for the rib cage, like the bottom of the rib cage, and this 2 part being like the bottom of the rib cage. Okay. I need a dot. This 2 part being the bottom of the rib cage. Okay. Just, you know, need to be a little bit careful of it. Okay. Now, I think like when I draw characters, I don't really have differentiate like between them, but I do know there is a type of, let's see how I drew this. Oh my god. Okay. Okay, and then like the oval shape. Okay, so like when you see it like this, you can say this is more like a male type of body. Okay, this is more like a male type of body, and then the oval shape is more like a female type of body. But if it works for you, it works for you. Okay, I don't really have like strict, regarding it. I don't have it. I just, when you sketch it, it doesn't really matter. So this is more like a, I think square is for masculine. How do you spell masculine? Masculine and robust figure. And this is for more like a feminine, M-I-N-I-N, double I-N, and rounder figure. And also this is great for dynamic poses. Again, forgive about my writing. Okay. Now, remember like this thing here? Remember to draw the line for the oblique. Okay, just remember that. This is great for, I think, I don't know why, it's actually really great for both types, but like when you draw masculine male body, you can also see this here. It's really great for showing the muscles. I don't know why, but it's great. So remember that. Now we can do a little bit, show you how I draw the thing while using the Pose Mini X thing. Let me open up the Pose Mini. Pelvis is the hardest part. Let me open up a Pose Maniac, and I can open up a reference window right now, and I can show you something. Okay. Pose. Okay, sorry, I muted myself. Okay, when we're using the Pose Maniac, you can actually zoom in, okay, and spin around in it. This is great for, if you want to, you can actually try let's say I want to draw a back view of it. I'm not going to use it as reference. I draw it myself, and then I'm going to spin around and see if it's correct, okay? This is actually also, you can do that type of practice. But I would say we're going to focus on more building your visual library first, and then we can draw it. And eventually we can move to a part that we can draw from imagination, okay? Harsh. Now, we're gonna just focus on drawing the, the torso of it. The torso part here, we're not gonna draw the limbs, okay? We're not gonna draw the limbs. We're just gonna focus on drawing the torso part. So, let's see, kind of like this. Let me also... Target area. You can also turn this. You can also. I'm gonna turn off the filter. You can actually. Here there is a little bit button here. You can actually. There is a different presets. There are different presets. Okay, I think you can see it. There is a different preset, and you can also change the angle, how exaggerated you want the angle to be. Okay. So kind of like this. Okay. And then right now we're gonna try and draw this. And I hope by doing this, kind of like this, like you see, you can also see how I usually draw it. So yeah. Okay. So now we can. You might have stopped watching anime for some reason. Yeah, I don't know why. I also stopped. Now the neck muscle, we need to take a look at it. Okay, neck muscle should have two different things. Okay. Like that. And the chest muscle here. And the exam, you had to start back again. Oh. Not like this. I'm not gonna draw the leg. So yeah, it's gonna be like this. Okay. So this is what we're gonna use of the focus on the obliques here. This would be a like this. You can also add a bump here. Like that. Okay. So this is what we do. We can also do a female version of this. Let me try and do a female version of this, okay? Oh, this way this also you can switch between models, you know? So this website is really great. It's free, by the way. I think it's in this angle, right? No. This. I like this. Like slightly different angle. Slightly different angle. Remember, there should be a little bit gap in between. Also the neck muscle. I can exaggerate this a little bit actually. No? You know, like when you're drawing, you don't have to stay true with the reference. You can also adapt it a little bit to your own thing. So yeah. I like this. Yeah, I think I like this. Okay. Okay, so this is what I used to do when like using reference. So you can see like the female doesn't have that, like I don't usually draw that muscular female, so you know you don't see a lot of muscle type in it, but like yeah, that usually is. Be careful of the pelvis, you know. Yeah, like that. Yeah. I hope this helps. Captain Jules, stop being weird. It's for reference. Yeah, like this. Okay. Now I will say I think like the assignment wise, I think you can draw like at least 4 poses. At least 4 poses per day. At least 4 poses per session. I would say session. And using the pose minions. If you feel comfortable, you can also try using other, like let's say line of action, or like other website that you can find to draw. But like, I think if you want to learn the muscle, pose miniac is the gold for it. Okay. Okay, per session, and that's it. Okay. I hope today's workshop helps you in a way in learning to draw like muscles and things. Feel free to. I will post this on the on the Discord forum later. Feel free if you have any question, ask me there. Okay. What do you say if we move on to? It was fun. What do you say if we move on to, let's say, drawing regular drawing stream. It only recognizes subscribers. What are you talking about, Regix? Okay. Harsh, does this help? I hope after today's learning the muscle, I hope this help you in a way to, you know, with the okay. No. Uber. I don't know. Okay. Okay, what am I gonna do now? I think I'm gonna end the stream here because I do need to separate the VOD. I end the stream once and then I'm gonna restart the stream. What do you say? Is that okay? Or do you guys have any question here right now? Any question at the moment? Okay, I'm gonna turn off this. Question? Comment did not load. Oh. Hey, do you happen to follow those training videos where artists reference rotating cubes to your anatomical section of human body? No, I don't. It loaded. Yeah. I don't. What you see when I draw this reference here is usually how I do it. I just practice using the pose miniacs and also some like drawings. Also maybe in the kind of different extreme angles, because I think that was stuck. Or most people get stuck in drawing like this foreshortenings and things, and that's how I do. Yeah. I don't really draw like boxes and things. I don't know, I get bored easily, so yeah. Let me save this. Okay. Would you guys mind if I end the stream here once and then we start it? Because I need to separate the VOD. Yeah. I'm gonna be gone for like 2 seconds. Okay. Also, if there is no more question here, it would be good to, you know, separate it a little. Thank you. Okay, I'm gonna end once. I think I'm back, right? Let me see, am I back? Captain Jules, good night. Oh, thank you. Good night, good night, good night. Twitch didn't like separate my stream. It's like continuing. Why? It's continuing my stream. It's not separating. Why? Well, I'm not gonna end it again. I'm not gonna end it again. I'm just gonna I don't know what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna draw now. See. Yeah. Should I try to end it again? You know, should I try and end it again? Maybe longer time in between this time. Yeah, let's try. I'm gonna try it, okay?